The first thing I noticed was the sunlight, bright and almost blinding. It streamed through the window, painting unfamiliar patterns on the wall, patterns that seemed to dance and shift with the morning breeze. My old room, but different, smaller, more confined, as if the walls had closed in over the years. I felt lighter, more limber as I sat up, my muscles responding with a youthful ease I hadn't felt in a long time. My reflection in the old tarnished mirror startled me, a face I barely recognized staring back. Gone were the lines etched by time, the weariness around my eyes, replaced by a smooth, unblemished visage. This was a younger me, a me I hadn't seen in years, a version of myself that felt like a distant memory. Panic welled up in my chest, a cold fist clutching at my heart, squeezing tighter with each passing second. The clock on the nightstand blinked, displaying a date 10 years in the past, a date that seemed impossible. This had to be a dream, a cruel joke played by my subconscious. My phone, ancient and dusty, lay on the nightstand, a relic from another time. Hesitantly I picked it up, my fingers trembling as I did. The date confirmed what my eyes refused to believe, a stark reminder of the impossible reality I was facing. A wave of dizziness washed over me, my mind struggling to process the enormity of the situation. My fingers fumbled as I scrolled through my contacts, each name a ghost from my past. Names I hadn't thought of in years stared back at me, each one a reminder of a life I had left behind. Friends I hadn't met, a girlfriend I hadn't yet fallen in love with, all frozen in time. This couldn't be real, this couldn't be happening. Yet, it was. Yet every fiber of my being screamed that it was, the reality of it pressing down on me like a weight. This wasn't just a different day, a different year, it was a different era, a different chapter of my life. This was a different life, one I had lived and forgotten, replaced by a decade of memories that now seemed like a fading dream, slipping through my fingers. The weight of it all pressed down on me, suffocating me with its impossible reality, a reality I couldn't escape. I was a man lost in time, adrift in a sea of memories both familiar and strange, struggling to find my footing in a world that no longer made sense. The number dialed rang, each tone a hammer blow to my sanity. It was a sound that reverberated through the empty chambers of my mind, each ring a reminder of the years that had slipped through my fingers like sand. A voice I hadn't heard in a decade answered, tinged with surprise. It was a voice that once brought comfort, now a ghostly echo from a time long past. My best friend, his voice younger, brighter, devoid of the shared history I remembered. The laughter we once shared seemed like a distant dream, a memory that felt more like a story told by someone else. The conversation was strained, awkward. Words that once flowed effortlessly now stumbled and fell, tripping over the chasm of time that separated us. He didn't understand my cryptic questions, my desperate pleas for confirmation. It was as if we were speaking different languages. The connection we once had now a tangled web of confusion. My parents, their faces etched with worry, listened patiently as I stumbled over explanations I couldn't explain. Their eyes, once filled with pride, now mirrored my own confusion and fear. Their concern was real, their love palpable, but tinged with a fear I couldn't blame them for. They reached out, trying to bridge the gap that had grown between us, but their hands fell short. I was a stranger in their eyes, a man possessed by memories they didn't share. The life I had lived was a mystery to them, a puzzle with pieces that no longer fit. The life I had built, the career I had poured my soul into, the love I had shared, all of it gone, vanished like mist in the morning sun. The photographs were all that remained, silent witnesses to a life that felt like a dream. In their place, a void, an aching emptiness filled with the ghosts of what might have been. The echoes of laughter, the whispers of love, all faded into the background of my mind. I was a ghost, haunting the halls of my own past, a specter invisible to those I loved most. The walls that once held the warmth of family now felt cold and distant, like a museum of lost moments. My reflection in the mirror mocked me, the youthful image a cruel reminder of the life I had lost, the future I was denied. The face staring back at me was both familiar and foreign, a relic of a time that no longer existed. Days blurred into nights, each hour an eternity. The internet offered no answers, only more questions. Medical professionals met my claims with skepticism, then pity. I was a man adrift, clinging to the wreckage of a life that never was. Sleep offered no escape, only fragmented memories of a life I could no longer reach. The woman I loved, her face etched in my mind, her laughter a phantom melody in my ears. My children, their smiles a distant warmth, their names a prayer on my lips. The world moved on, oblivious to the silent scream of my despair. Friends invited me out, colleagues discussed projects that meant nothing to me. I was an imposter in my own life, a fraud living a lie. Each day felt like an impossible choice. Embrace this new reality, a pale imitation of the life I cherished, or cling to the fading embers of memories, a ghost haunting the ruins of my past. The search for answers became an obsession. I scoured the internet for similar stories, for any shred of evidence that corroborated my impossible experience. Medical journals, scientific articles, even obscure forums dedicated to the paranormal, all offered theories but no solutions. Late one night, I stumbled upon an article about dream states, about the brain's ability to create entire realities indistinguishable from waking life. Could that be it? Was I trapped in some elaborate dream, a prisoner of my own subconscious? The idea, while terrifying, offered a glimmer of hope. If it was a dream, then maybe, just maybe, I could wake up. But how? How do you force yourself awake from a dream that felt more real than reality itself? The question gnawed at me, a relentless beast that refused to be silenced. I was caught in a labyrinth of my own mind, desperately searching for an exit that might not exist. Section 5. Unearthing a Buried Past. It was in the musty attic of my childhood home that I found it, a dusty box filled with relics of a forgotten life, old photographs, faded letters, and a worn, leather-bound journal, my journal. With trembling hands I opened it, the scent of old paper and time washing over me. The words scrawled across the pages were my own, filled with the hopes and dreams of a younger self, a self on the cusp of the life I had supposedly dreamt. Reading through the entries, I felt a strange sense of detachment, as if I were an observer of someone else's life. Yet with each passing page, a sense of familiarity crept in. Events, thoughts, and emotions I had long forgotten resurfaced, sparking a flicker of recognition. It was like watching a movie of my own life, a prequel to the decade I couldn't remember. The people, the places, the choices I had made, all led to the life I had built, the life that was now just a memory. Section 6. Navigating the Currents of Time. The journal became my guide, a roadmap to a life I had lived and forgotten. I revisited familiar haunts, retraced old steps, trying to reconcile the memories of my dream life with the reality unfolding before me. There were discrepancies, of course, choices I had made in my dream life that I hadn't made here, paths I had taken that diverged, leading to different outcomes. It was like looking through a parallel mirror, seeing a reflection that was both familiar and strange. I reconnected with old friends, their faces etched with the passage of time, but their spirits unchanged. We picked up conversations as if no time had passed, their laughter and camaraderie a balm to my wounded soul. Yet, a part of me remained detached, an observer watching a play unfold. The fear lingered, a constant shadow whispering that this too shall pass, that I would wake up and lose everything again. Section 7. The Pull of the Void. The allure of my dream life was a siren song, a constant pull towards what I had lost, the love of my wife, the laughter of my children, the satisfaction of a life well lived. It was a powerful temptation, a seductive whisper promising me everything my heart desired. There were nights when I lay awake, tears streaming down my face as I clung to the fading memories of their faces, their voices. The pain was unbearable, a gaping wound in my soul that refused to heal. I tried to write down everything I could remember, every detail, every conversation, every shared moment of joy and sorrow, but words felt inadequate, pale imitations of the vibrant tapestry of life we had woven together. The fear of forgetting, of losing them all over again haunted my every waking moment. It was a battle fought on two fronts, against the fading memories of a life lost, and the fear of losing this new reality before I had a chance to understand it. Section 8. Embracing the Dawn. One evening, as I wandered through a familiar park, I noticed a group of children playing. Their laughter echoed through the trees, a symphony of joy that seemed to breathe life into the surroundings. Their laughter was infectious, their energy boundless. It was as if the very essence of youth and freedom was encapsulated in their every movement. And then, I saw her. A figure from my past, standing there as if she had stepped out of a dream. A woman, her hair streaked with silver, her eyes filled with a familiar warmth. She had aged, but the essence of who she was remained unchanged. She was different, older, but I recognized her instantly. The years had added lines to her face, but her spirit was as vibrant as ever. The woman I was supposed to meet. The one who, in another life, had stolen my heart. Memories of our time together flooded back, each one more vivid than the last. Our eyes met, and for a moment time seemed to stand still. It was as if the universe had conspired to bring us back together, to give us another chance. A spark of recognition, a flicker of something profound passed between us. It was a connection that transcended time and space, a bond that had never truly been broken. I knew then that this was my second chance, a gift from a universe that worked in ways I couldn't comprehend. It was an opportunity to rewrite our story, to create new memories together. This wasn't a replacement for the life I had lost, but a new beginning, a chance to write a different story, perhaps an even better one. The dawn of a new chapter in my life, filled with endless possibilities. The fear didn't vanish entirely, but it no longer controlled me. It was a reminder of the past, but it didn't dictate my future. I had a choice to make: cling to the ghosts of the past or embrace the possibilities of the present. The path ahead was uncertain, but it was also filled with hope and promise. And for the first time in a long time, I felt a glimmer of hope, a sense of excitement for the journey ahead. The dawn was not just a beginning, but a promise of what could be, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit.